Well, thanks for joining us here on WTOL 11 Plus. We've got an alert day Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening into Thursday for this wintry mix. It's going to rise into the area. Snow, sleet, freezing rain, and even some cold rain. I'm going to break down the timing and amounts. That'll be coming up.
Once we see the snow coming, once we know that there's an incident happening, it's pretty instant. We're out there and we have great coverage.
Well, you heard it from Chris right there, from ice and snow to freezing rain, what it takes to make sure that crews are ready to keep you safe on the roads as we head into Wednesday's alert day. And a man's stolen food truck is still gone. The social media campaign to get him up and rolling again, and who's behind it? Hi there, welcome into WTOL 11 on Plus. I'm Jeff Smith. We appreciate you being with us. Our WTOL 11 weather team is tracking that alert day coming in tomorrow night. And Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers, he's going to begin our coverage for you tonight here on Plus. Chris, you're talking snow, like you just said. You're talking snow, you're talking ice, you're talking freezing rain out there. Break it down for us.
Yeah, everything, Jeff, except maybe the kitchen sink going to be thrown at us at some point tomorrow. And I expect we may run through the spectrum of wintry precipitation. Let's talk timing and amounts, because that is what many people have been asking for. It's going to be arriving. Generally, the heavier stuff after 3 p.m. We may get some flurries or even a little freezing drizzle prior to that, anytime from lunchtime to 3 p.m. But it's after 3 o'clock, the steadier and heavier stuff does arrive. Snow, sleet, and ice in the form of freezing rain, all going to be possible, and could even transition far to the south and to the east to some plain old cold rain at some point late Wednesday evening into Wednesday night. Impacts to travel going to be the big thing, especially Wednesday afternoon and evening into Wednesday night and through Thursday morning. Temperature-wise now, we're dropping below freezing. We're going to stay that way basically through the duration of this event, with the exception of a few areas to the south and to the east. So do we have issues getting out the door on Wednesday morning? Nothing as far as issues. We're going to be back in the lower 20s, cloudy skies, and it will be right around the time school lets out to after school that we start to see some snow, sleet, and freezing rain finally working into the area. Now, one winter storm dodging just south of us. That is moving across Kentucky through West Virginia, and off mid-Atlantic. So we missed that one, but this is it, the next winter storm that's developing, and that will do so overnight tonight, early tomorrow. Here's when it arrives into the area, and I've got the hour-by-hour forecast focus right here. We're going to really give you specifics. Wednesday afternoon, this is the arrival of that light snow, a little bit of freezing rain or sleet, and the heavier snow just off to the west. This is 3 p.m. and watch the change between 3 to 5 p.m. Here's where it starts to hit much harder. We've got steadier snow occurring west of Toledo up across southern Michigan. Very narrow line of some ice that's going to form across the area. It could even get warm enough, some rain south and east of the Toledo metro. We're going to see that snow continue west and north of Toledo. Here's the area I'm concerned about, ice that may be forming from Findlay through Fremont to Sandusky. That is an area south and east of the Toledo metro that will be right along that freezing line, and that is where we have that mixed precipitation, heavier, steadier snow, where it stays all snow over toward Williams and Fulton County up into southern Michigan. May come away with several inches of snow. Wraps up, this is after midnight into early Thursday morning, between 3 to 6 a.m. is when it all does wrap up. So how much snow to expect? The maps are going to look a lot like this. We've got steadier and heavier snow from the Toledo metro. 2 to 4 inches is what I'm going to call for in the metro. 4 to 6 inches of snow to the west and to the north. And as far as ice is going to be concerned, just a glaze of ice in the Toledo metro. Heavier, though, south and east of the Toledo metro. From Ottawa, Findlay over toward Fremont, could get up to 1/4 of an inch of ice. So the maps will look a lot like this. Ice threat south and east of the Toledo metro. Heavier snow to the north and west. And that is where 6 inches or more of snow that will be possible across parts of southern Michigan and well west and north of the Toledo metro. So our alert day is going to kick into gear as we go into Wednesday afternoon. Our 10-day forecast has an alert day Wednesday afternoon and evening through early Thursday. Highs in the upper 20s Friday for Valentine's Day. We dry out in the upper 20s. And another alert day Saturday night into Sunday. That is another winter storm that could bring accumulating snow and then much colder weather into early next week. Jeff, back over to you.
All right, let's talk about that first alert day. It could impact power for some, and that has utility companies on standby. We spoke with First Energy and AEP Ohio today. They've got their own meteorologists that follow along with the WTOL 11 weather team. Each does preventative work like trimming trees throughout the year to try to limit outages, and each says it will have crews on standby for this alert day storm.
So they are just constantly going over that and the logistics of our operation so that they're prepared to roll as soon as they're needed.
One of our leading causes of outages here in Ohio is actually vehicle accidents. So we end up responding to a lot of broken equipment and poles due to vehicle accidents.
Yeah. Both companies say crews will respond as quickly and safely as possible to any outages, and each reminds everybody to avoid down power lines and to call 911 right away if you see a line down. As you heard, our team of meteorologists is tracking the potential for several inches of snow in Lenawee County. Silver Barker, she spoke with the Michigan Department of Transportation to see how it's getting ready, and the state telling WTOL 11 that it is on standby, so when the snow starts falling, crews are going to be ready.
At the Michigan Department of Transportation in Adrian, there's mountains and mountains of salt ready to be used in the case of snow.
They're ready to go. Once we see the snow coming, once we know that there's an incident happening, it's pretty instant. We're out there and we have great coverage.
A handful of trucks being loaded with salt, snow tractors being washed down, and a full crew on deck.
Whenever we have a weather incident, we know it's coming, we'll go ahead and we'll put our teams on a 24-hour shift, so they'll work in 2 different shifts. And they're preparing, they're doing their pre-checks, their post-checks.
MDOT spokesperson Aaron Jenkins says they'll be out salting the roads 24/7 so people can make it safely from point A to point B if they do need to drive in bad conditions. Jenkins says people should practice safe driving on the road. That includes Michigan's new law requiring drivers to be at least 200 feet behind any snowplows that are actively working.
So 200 feet, that's kind of, a wacky random number, but it's about 12 car lengths. And like I said, we say give us room to groom so that we can see you.
While schools weren't available for an interview, we were able to get a statement to come see public schools. The district tells us the school does not have plans of closing tomorrow. However, they're still observing Thursday with the chance of a potential closure. A decision, it tells us, will likely be made Wednesday evening. Adrian Public Schools tells us no decision has been made yet for tomorrow or Thursday. However, they'll continue to observe the next 24 hours.
Silver Barker there reporting for us tonight. We also reached out to the Morenci Public Schools and the Lenawee County Road Commission, but we have not heard back from either at this point. You can track any of those school delays or closings on the free WTOL 11 weather app. You can also track the weather down to your street and get exclusive updates from our weather team for your neighborhood. It's a free download in your phone's app store. We've got an update now to a story that we brought you as breaking news yesterday. An 18-year-old is facing charges after an alleged domestic violence incident leading to a standoff situation in North Toledo. Now, according to Toledo police, 18-year-old Keandre Hicks pushed his mother during an argument. This happened on Homer near Doyle. Police say Hicks barricaded himself in a bedroom and threatened to shoot police. Police said Hicks surrendered hours later and was taken into custody without incident. He was released on his own recognizance. Hicks is charged with domestic violence, assault, and inducing panic. More funding could be coming toward Lucas County to build that new Lucas County jail. Lucas County commissioners voted today to allow the sheriff's office to apply for a portion of a $50 million state grant. House Bill 2 provides capital funding for the construction and renovation of county jails in the Buckeye State. Other counties will also apply for a portion of this money, so the exact amount Lucas County would receive is not yet known. Construction of the new jail was put on hold this past summer. Commissioner Pete Gerken told us at that point the pause was due to construction costs being over budget and high interest rates.
We're going to put the application in. We're going to have support letters that go with that and wait and see on the results of that. So it's only $50 million. It's $50 million, but there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be applying. So we're just going to stay hopeful and look for other grant opportunities to come forward.
This application process is administered by the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction. The Sheriff's Office has until March to apply for the state grant. Well, a story now that we've been following from the very start. The 2024 Lucas County property revaluations have led to a lot of questions. And Megan Hartnett looks into how people can trust those numbers.
The auditor's office is hosting events like this one so people can come ask their questions and also just get more information about the process. This is the first event out of 9, and there have been over 100 people here so far. Some people are coming to get more clarification on what to bring to their hearings. If you are planning on submitting a formal review with the Board of Revision, you can come to one of these events to make sure you have the right information. The deadline to submit for a formal review is March 31st. Some of the people who are here today tell me having a face-to-face conversation is reassuring, especially when there are still some unanswered questions.
I think they're trying to make an effort with all the, I'm going to say, uproar in the county about it. I think with all the different outreach sessions that they're conducting, I think they're trying to make an effort, and they're going over a time period from noon to 7 p.m., so it covers working people.
If you can't make it here by 7, there will be another meeting tomorrow at the Springfield Township Hall from 12 to 7. To see the full list of where these events are happening through the end of March, you can visit our website at WTOL.com. Reporting in Monclova, Megan Hartnett, WTOL 11.
Now to a story that we brought you a few weeks ago about a stolen food truck. The owner still has not found the Jaconi food truck, but the community is doing what it can to help him out. His neighbor created a GoFundMe account, and it's now raised more than $21,000. That's just $4,000 away from their goal.
The amount of money that people are donating is just overwhelming to me. Just the caring and the thoughtless acts that they are giving.
The owner says he hopes to bring an even better Jaconi to the community, and he hopes to be open back in April or in May. Plans for Sylvania's first dog park are underway, and it could be open very soon. The proposed site is on 4 acres of land that sits behind Mercy's emergency department. That's right off Central Avenue. Brian Holohan is leading the pack on the plan, and Mercy owns the land right now. And when he asked them if they'd be interested in partnering for the Bark Park, they said yeah. A Mercy spokesperson said the partnership makes sense since dog parks promote or help to promote health. It could be open as early as this summer. The Ohio Consumer Council provided an update in First Energy's base rate increase at today's Lucas County Commissioners meeting. First Energy filed a request to increase rates back in May with the Public Utilities Commission for the first time in 17 years. You are encouraged to speak up about this by writing and going to public hearings.
First Energy rate cut is just another attack on your wallet. We all know inflation has hurt us. Why give more money to people that don't need it, that provide you a basic service that you need to live, and are criminals at the same time? This community needs to stand up and say no.
A typical Toledo Edison customer could expect to see an increase of $1.09 or 0.8% on your monthly bill. Dates for those public hearings will be set soon. Never too early to start thinking about summer, and many people who went to Cedar Point last year were excited to go on Top Thrill 2. But days after opening, the roller coaster got closed for the entire summer. Well, now the park is providing an update on the ride, saying it will be back up and running by opening day. A spokesperson for the park says the manufacturers made some adjustments and will begin testing it soon. And this isn't the only coaster people are excited to ride this summer. Siren's Curse is also set to open this season. Cedar Point's opening day is May 3rd, and you're basically getting, well, 2 for 1. Well, if you're looking for something fun to do to escape the cold, this next story might be just the thing for you. Look no further than the Toledo Zoo Orchid Show. You can see the vibrant hues and take in the scents of more than 2,000 exotic orchid species. The exhibit is bigger and better this year, helping to